Hi everyone, my name is Emily Baker and I'm going to be showing you guys an AAC device that is available for iPad and iPhone today. So the app we're going to be looking at is presented by Tobii Dynavox and it is called Snap Plus Core First. This is what the icon looks like. It is available in the App Store. There is a free version and there is a more expensive version, and you can do different add-ons within the app. So when you first open the app, when you download it, it doesn't look like this. You have to create an account first. Your account is free and really quick to set up. All you have to do is create a username and a password. You also are given a choice of grid style when you first download the app. So what happens is you can choose a small grid that's a 4x4 or a much larger grid like this one. This is not the largest grid, but it's kind of like the in the middle version. I teach mostly older students, 5th through 12th grade, so most of them are capable of using the larger grid system. So the purpose of this app is to help a child communicate. None of my children have limitations when it comes to communication, such as verbal expression. However, they do have limitations when it comes to expressing their emotions or communicating when they are upset, angry, or frustrated. So this is something I use with those kiddos that struggle to get words out when things are not exactly going the way they want them to. So it's pretty simple to use when you get into it. It doesn't have much of a learning curve. What you do is you simply pick and click on what you want to say. So I like you. Then when you want it said, you just hit speak and it will speak it out loud. Here we go. It's currently hooked up to my Bluetooth speaker, so it's playing in my actual classroom instead of this office, of course. The one thing that there is some limitations to is you'll notice that here on this grid, we only have really common words such as what, who, where, when, why, how, make it a question, talk about people, you are, want, need. So are really common things. You can go ahead and find some extra things over in here. So you have an all word list. So here you'll find things like actions, animals, body, health, clothing, colors, time, date, holidays, home, religion, school, sports, and stores. The one thing I would be cautious of is this category down here. It says sexuality words. So just if that child would not be able to be appropriate about that. It does have things like kissing, transgendered, private parts, to have sex, things like that. So I would be very cautious about that with younger children. But looking at the school category, you'll hear, backpack, art class, classroom, teacher, pen, school bus driver, school, think, pencil, librarian, all those really common words that we see. What's really nice is the back key is super visible for kids to easily find, so you just have to hit the word back and you keep backing up to where you were. Also, there are personal things that you can add in. So if there's words that a kid likes to use a lot, you can add them to their word bank so they can have quick access to them. For example, if you have a kid who's really interested in race cars, penguins, or unicorns or something like that, you could add it to their vocabulary for them. There's also little words, so things that help them be more expressive, such as really, probably, because, ever, anything, anyone, everyone, things like that. There are also time and date things, so you can do something really specific. They can just say future, past, it happened on Saturday, Sunday, or even for those advanced kids, here's the date, it happened during the weekday, things like that. There's punctuation available. There's also word forms. So the punctuation is pretty simple, which is kind of sad, but it's a good start on the light version. And here you can even add your possessives, things like that for a kid. The one thing that really is interesting is that you can go to a dashboard. So you have all your volume up, mute, and down. You can have a remote control. You can also do board maker things inside of it, which is really nice. There is a full keyboard if a kid doesn't have the word in their word bank already for them to type out, or for a teacher or a parapro or any staff to add on. There's also common topics from them to choose from, such as arguing, about me, in the classroom, getting help, group work, Mr. Potato Head, some silly things going to the zoo, sensory, the community, bowling, so sports, stuff like that. There's also quick fires, which are really rapid responses that we give off very quickly to people. So yes, no, good, bad, my dad, my mom, don't, I don't know, come here, thank you, please, you're welcome, excuse me, things like that. So for a student to be able to use an app like this, or even a teacher, they are going to have an iPad, which is a downfall because they are fairly expensive. Another thing that's going to need to happen is to have basic iPad skills. So being able to unlock the iPad, being able to have the mobility to actually touch those things. And of course, some of the things are more obvious than others by their pictures. So for a child with limited reading ability, this could kind of be hit and miss. Overall, I think it's a very good tool, but I don't think it would necessarily work in a very young classroom. I think it's more ideal for those third grade on kids who have struggles communicating, but still have some very basic reading skills. Troubleshooting is pretty easy. There is this life jacket here that's visible, and it says supports. So you can ask for help there. Within the app, they send you an email from the manufacturer when you download it and create your account, where you can get help from. But otherwise, when all else fails, you're pretty much always good going with the back button, and you'll get back exactly where you want to be. There is also some settings where you can move things around on the board, so you can make a more customized solution for a kid. So here you can see button, page, set, user, system, multi-select, copy, paste, delete. And you can also back it up to the cloud, so everything stays the same in case something changes or a kid is switching devices. So that's pretty neat. So unfortunately, I'm not able to model this with a student with you guys because of the setting of my school being a residential treatment center. So our students are not only protected by FERPA, but also HIPAA. So we can't do that today, but what I will do is tell you how my kids do use it in situations. So on an individual basis, if I have a kid who is mostly upset and is struggling with communication, I'll go sit next to them and they might type me the message that they want to say. You know, I am happy, I'm angry, this happened, and instead of saying it out loud, I simply read what they want in this text box up here. Within the group situation, if they're not ready to communicate by actually speaking or they're struggling with that, they can go ahead and hit the speak button and it will share out with the group what they want to share with the group. So that works really well. The one limitation I do have with my kids is the ability to type what they want, because sometimes they'll say things that are rather inappropriate when they are upset, and then it can be broadcasted through the entire room, which they find funny to hear through the robotic voice instead of their own voice. So that's one small limitation to it. Otherwise, it can pretty much used in any context, especially if you don't have a giant iPad like I do right now. You can, have it on a very small device. It's very on the go. A kid could take it anywhere with them. The only downfall is obviously the iPad has to be charged. It does not need internet to work in its basic functions. However, if you do want to sync it or purchase extra things, you have to be connected to the internet in order to do so. I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. Once again, our app is called Snap Plus Core First. It is available in the App Store for download. I hope that you guys will find it useful and maybe it will help out some of your kiddos along the way. I hope you have a great day. Bye.